Hey guys, how you doing? I'm back. Kind of like, when you get the runs, you think it's gone, then it's back again. There you go. So now that you're thinking of me as diarrhea. Happy Monday again. And as I said a little bit earlier, I'm going to pop back on with more information instead of just rambling. No. We've had, as you can hear, in fact, you know what? And this will last a little.
Keep talking. I'll get over. I'll catch my breath in a minute.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Hi guys.
You never would have known that OG's in that. Yeah. I always say that I'm going to hit the go live button about 5 minutes before I tell her that we're live, because the shit you guys will hear and see is just like this. She, just sitting there. Okay, we're ready to go live now. So what does she do? She says, go to her phone, and all of a sudden go live. She says, oh, and then she looks up like, I don't know what happened. I was just playing with the phone, going live while we're going live.
Here we are. We're live.
So what's new?
Well,
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to get into one of your.
No. But
You're good.
we have announcements.
Yes, we do. But we will get into that. We do have announcements about upcoming shows. We've got announcements about traveling. We've got announcements about people who have reached out and that we've already got confirmed. And we've got a list of people who have reached out that want to come on. We're just now confirming dates and times. Well, the dates, basically, because everything's just getting racked up. I was saying how between our guests that we have in New York with our studio going out to Connecticut with Matt Cronin doing the producing and all that stuff, we've got like 10 shows we're going to be doing in like 2.5 days. And those are all going to be produced and edited by Matt. And then those are going to drop once a week. Kind of went over that a little bit. And then again, every Monday, starting a week from today, is when everything starts with us as far as our live shows with all of our guests that OG is contacting and verifying the time or the dates for sure, because the time's always going to be the same for our lives here. Will be 7:30 Eastern time. And
7:30.
So, yep, 7:30, exactly what I said, 7 o'clock. So that's why OG is here. 1, to
7
listen
p.m.
to her phone as soon as we go live, and 2, to correct me when I'm wrong.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Oh, it's just nonstop. So since that's your gig, why don't you give everyone updates as far as who and what we have
Okay, and
confirmed.
many of you I'm going to be reaching out to. But right now, October 21st on that Monday, it's going to be Tyler Thompson, 7 p.m. Monday, October 21st.
Oh, now it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
I said that and you told me 7:30 just now.
Oh. And then on October 28th, we have Trisha. Trisha's going to come on October 28th. That's the following Monday.
What time?
I think 7 p.m. Thank you.
She doesn't have her glasses on. She can't hear.
But I can read.
She'll always sit there and she's I can't hear you. Where are my glasses?
I don't know what. But I'm just so you know, for those of you who are listening, I'm going to be reaching out to Stephanie, Katie Anderson, Krista, Ginger, Angie M from New Zealand.
Yes.
That time may be different because they're 17 hours different. Dylan and Alicia, Brianna, Chad Valier, and Brenda Parent. So all of y'all, we've already got you on the list. I'll be contacting you. I'll be sending messages to you. But it'll be on a Monday at 7 p.m. on different Mondays. So I'll be reaching out to you. But the 2 first confirmed are Tyler and Trisha.
Yep. And so we got that going on. And so that'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time every Monday, starting a week from today. As she said, confirmed with our first one, Tyler. And if that name sounds a little familiar, Tyler's been with us for quite a while now. He is part of Scar Nation. He actually was, I had him on once already. And it was 3 months ago, maybe, or something like that. And he was just getting rolling, and he's doing a lot more now as far as his MMA fighting, his recovery. He is wanting to get into doing podcasting himself, so it's going to be a lot of good info, and it's going to be a good talk with
Mhm.
Tyler. Great guy,
Mhm.
big supporter of My Fight Our War. He's always on supporting others, so I'm really looking forward to Tyler. And again, the following Monday we have Trisha, another one who has always been chiming in on the show. So, and she's got as all of our stories, an incredible story, and hats off to all you guys for coming on and telling your stories. It's
So get ready, that big list. I'll be contacting you soon.
so we kind of, and as I've had people say, when it comes to doing shows, some people chime in with different shows they've seen us do that aren't the stories, the testimonials. They'll see our open mic, they'll see the silly stuff, the joking around,
Mhm.
the music and mayhem. And there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of fun, uplifting. That's part of recovery too.
Also.
Because as I've said in the past, I've had people say, well, that's just a recovery. Yeah, it is. And so, but when it comes to the stories, that is going to be your time. It's your show.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to that. And so those are going to be taken care of every Monday here in the studio in Detroit, Michigan. Not this coming, but the first week of November, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th is going to be the Wild Ride again. I never thought that I'd be actually saying the words frequent flyer and if this trip there and back, if all goes well, we could actually hit every gate at the White Plain Airport in less than 2 months. No, not less than 2 months. It started in July. We started in July when I went on Lacking with Ian Bick, was the first flight to New York. We went into White Plain, and they're massive airport, 4 gates.
4 days.
So we landed on the one, and when we left, we were in another gate. We went to New York again just the last month or so,
Mhm.
and so we
Came in on a different.
was it the same gate? Because
We went out on a different
a
gate.
different gate. So now we've got
One more gate left to go.
and we've
Really?
achieved going through every gate at the massive airport at White Plain. But I'm just messing, man. I tell you, it's such a cool time. The
Mhm.
people have been great. It's so funny seeing the difference in this massive airport at Detroit Metro.
Nice airport.
White Plains they're just as nice, just nice people, good people, but it's just so funny walking through the door. And there's this lady standing there in this like little vest, and she goes, "Departure?" Yeah, or you applying for a job? What do you want? Maintenance. So have our phones, a flight departing. She looks down and she goes, "Go see the girl in the green shirt." So we walk down and there's this room next to the store, next to the rental car, and it's okay. So there we go. But great people, great time, and that's when we're going to be going to New York and then over to Connecticut to do the shows there. Those are going to be produced and edited by our producer Matt Cronin, and using the show there or the studio. Thank you, huge thank you to my brother Ian Bick for all of your help. Looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to seeing your dad, Michael Bick. Looking forward to dinner. Miss you. Can't wait to see you. And everyone else, AJ Galante, Coach Dave, whoever else, that we've got a list of guests that are lined up for that. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be busy. It's going to be hectic, and I'm looking forward to every minute of it. And also, Matt is redoing everything. We are going to have our YouTube channel is going to be revamped. The brand, everything he's doing, the banner, the profile picture is going to be changing. He is going to be using that along with Instagram, along with another My Fight Our War page. And he's going to be doing the shorts, the clips, the YouTube. He's going to be doing all the editing for all the different platforms and shows as well, and just getting that content out there as well. So a lot of change are coming, big time. So a huge thank you, Matt Cronin.
Is he doing TikTok with you too?
He's doing everything.
Okay.
He is doing absolutely everything. And as he said, he goes, "Be ready, brother, because you're going to be tired just like he is." This next step that we're taking is very, very big, and I'm very, very happy and blessed and extremely blessed to be part of this, and very thankful and grateful for the people who are helping.
And send prayers that Manny's voice holds up.
Oh my God. So I've got a bunch of, wherever they went, yep. I've got,
The house
so
with
if
the big
anyone's
bag
got, some secret
Lozenges.
remedies for my voice, yeah, people are like, yes, stop talking. But anyways, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes as well, but we'll go after that as time comes. Because there's also going to be changes with our merchandise with Matt as well, as far as our hoodies, our hats, our shirts, our coolers, all that stuff as well. So we'll be hitting that in the next couple of weeks to come. The recorded shows in New York that we are going to be doing, we're going to do enough shows the first week of November that's going to actually last for almost 2.5 months of taping. We're going to drop one show a week. Maybe guessing like on a Thursday, and then we're going to continue to do the lives here in Detroit every Monday. So it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of fun. So get ready, folks. And with us here, the one thing that we can pretty much guarantee with My Fight Our War is expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Because half the time I don't know what the hell's going to happen. There's times where I'm sitting here and we're about to go live. I hit the button, I look at her, and I'm like, what are we going to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at me like, are you serious? And we just wing it. But we've been so blessed to meet so many people from this great fraternity of individuals, warriors that we have, that they're family. And our family reaches long and far now to New Zealand, Ireland, the Philippines. And it also reaches out to Athens, Alabama.
Yo.
Why do I say Athens, Alabama? Because
Special place in your heart already.
it's very special because of my sister Lori and someone else very special, my brother, Boston, 2%.
Hey, yo, how's everybody doing?
Better not
Yes, we are back. Yeah.
It's been too long, brother. It's been too long.
The crazy one is back.
I tell you, you know what? I have been watching, and I hope you've been getting my messages. I've been chiming. I see how busy you are, and Lori, but we've been chiming in with you just to make sure we know we're watching. And she sent me something. I know you're doing such amazing things, but I love stuff with the kids, man.
Oh.
And they said that you were going to end up getting carpal tunnel because a lot of these kids they don't have male father figures in their lives. So you were helping them to tie
Tie ties.
You know, it's like when you step out on faith. Like I'm in Seattle, Washington, okay, and God shows me that scripture I told you, and and then like it's a roadmap for everything that was going to happen. That was my feeling. I even shot a video a week before it all unfolded where I said what God showed me, and then I posted them side by side. Within a week, everything's blowing up. We got 2 kids ministries started, meeting on Saturdays from 2 to 4 in the park, right? Girls to pearls, boys to men. It's like, and then we just merged them. So now we got like one big group of kids, right? We've got mentors, guys and girls from the community. Like we got like a tow truck driver. We got like, we got mechanics. We've got me. We've got like a few other people. Then we've got all the girl mentors and everything. It blew up, like it doubled in size in 1 week. You know, we're on the front page of the newspaper. The very next week we're on the 10 o'clock news, you know, fighting to get the opioid money released. And it's like, it looks like that's going to happen. Things just exploded, man. It's like a big move of God in this little town in Alabama, right? And the kids are amazing. You know, a lot of them don't have father figures in their life, you know, and what we're doing is we're trying to lead them to Christ. We're trying to mentor them and teach them skills like tying a tie, right? Like changing your oil, a tire. But like we're telling them like to go to the adults if you have problems, checking their mental health. We're just trying to give kids an opportunity to be mentored properly, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
That was a vision God gave Lori, really. I'm just along for the ride on that one. But it was like, it's such an amazing thing to see, you know? And it's drug prevention, right? Like with the fentanyl crisis, you know, we've got people getting sick or being unalived in this community every other day, man. It's crazy. So it's so dangerous for kids, and that's what we're trying to warn them about, you know?
Yeah, and I tell you, and it's so important. Boss, does this sound okay? We switch on stuff with the mics. It sounds a lot better on this end. Does this
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
all right?
You can
You're
hear
all
us
right.
Okay,
good.
but just seeing that stuff, I mean, there is no age limit or discrimination when it comes to addiction. It doesn't matter if you're 6 or 60. I mean, unfortunately, that ugly face of addiction reaches in and grabs. But I just love seeing that stuff. And more so, you see the difference. And I look around, when I see you and Lori, I look around at all the people that are around you, the look on their faces that you don't see because you're in front, you're on camera. You can just see the joy, and it's almost like this pride is back in town, and it's, just something so they know that they're not alone. And, here you are. And, like you said, Lori's been doing this. She's been, and she needed that little extra voice, that little extra intensity in West Boston, 2%.
Yeah, and it's like, I told her when I first got here, I was like, I said, you just needed like a man of God to stand with you and get things done. I ain't gonna lie. Like when you go uptown with a microphone and a speaker and you start preaching the gospel and then telling like harsh truths about the city to the city, that takes a lot of guts, Manny. I ain't gonna lie. And then, going up to the commissioner's office and holding it was like a peaceful gathering, we'll call it. The news called it a protest, but and they had organizer underneath my name.
I saw that. I said, he's been there 6 days, and now he's like this leader of a cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a leader of a movement, and it's like, and it's like, I think a lot of people are number one, they're sick of the fentanyl crisis wiping out their communities. I think a lot of people have been wounded by churches at this point. And we're trying to all right, so this is the newest development. You guys might have seen it, but I'll share it with you. So we were going to start this recovery meeting, right? So with the first one, I'm getting certified at Addicts at the Cross. So I'm waiting on the stuff. I'm going to get certified as a facilitator. We'll have recovery meetings, faith-based, 3 to 5 times a week, right? So I just said, let's just kick one off on Saturday night, this past Saturday night, right? So we got no place to hold it. We got nothing. So we went out to Tennessee, right? I find myself in Tennessee Saturday morning picking up bales of hay with my buddy Keith Fraze. We load up 12 bales of hay on this trailer. This guy, Ashley Kimbrough, donated them to us, right? And he does faith-based recovery right over the border in Tennessee. He's like, come get him. So we load up the hay, man. We got 12 bales of cud in the back seat. And we drive it back here. We've got this 10-foot cross in Lori's front yard, right? It's like a 10-foot cross. So
man.
I make 2 half circles. I make a small one and then a larger one behind it. Right in front of the cross. We've got quilted blankets over the hay bales. I go and buy all these tiki torches, right? We've got the whole yard lit up with tiki torches. This guy named Brother Long, he's like a pastor. He's in his 80s. He built us a pallet out of these scrap pieces of lumber and pallets. He's like, this is the stuff nobody wants. He's like, this is the remnant. And he's like, it's perfect for what you're doing here. He's like, it's like you can make something out of nothing, kid. And it was perfect. So it was I got a pulpit to preach at. We got the tiki torches lit. All of a sudden, the whole front yard is full of people. There's it was way bigger of a response than I could have ever imagined. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting messages, and people are like, "When's the next one? When's the next one?" So we're having it. It went from a recovery meeting to full blown church. So that's its own thing now. Then we got the recovery. This is just wild what's happening here in this community. It's something out of this world. We sat here for hours after that, and it was so powerful. Keith Fraze preached. I was here. Ginger Lynn's telling me to simmer down. I only got 2. I have 2 speeds. I have sleep and go, 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 baby. And that's it. Somebody messaged Lori and they're like, do you have to pull the batteries out of that guy at nighttime? Yeah. But hey, this is who I am. I'm loving it. I'm loving
Yeah.
life,
We
right?
love the way you are.
That's
Yeah.
right. We don't, and that's why you're there. I mean, you're not there to sit there and, be sit in the corner and do nothing. But I saw that Lori sent, or not sent, but I saw the picture of the front yard because she was telling me about it when she got a hold of me. She was telling me, she goes, it was magical. She goes, it was absolutely magical. And so as she was talking to me and describing it, I mean, I literally could see, you just hearing the love and the joy in her voice as she explained it. It was like I was there.
Wow.
And what you just explained was the before, and what she explained was the after. And it was so freaking nice. And then I saw the pictures of the blankets on the bales. You can't get any more family oriented, inviting, community oriented than what you provided them.
Mhm.
And she's like, man, she goes, the street, she goes, it's a small street. She goes, there are cars everywhere, people everywhere.
Wow.
And,
Right.
So this is going to be, what are you going to do? I mean, is this going to be every week at her place?
Yeah, it's. I mean, right now we got the flyers up. Like the video of me preaching uptown got like right now it's at like 22,000 views. It was all
yeah.
local people, and it's like,
Well,
it's yeah. And what I did was I used the local pages for Athens, Alabama to blow that video up. God, really? I mean, it was just like boom, boom, boom. You can't make a video go viral. You know that. It's like God picks and chooses what he's going to blow up and what he's going to use for his plan, right? So it's like we've got so many things going on. We were sitting here on Saturday night, and I was talking to Lori, and I'm like, I'm just sitting here in awe. I mean, I just got to town. He showed me what he was going to do, but you never expect it to be that fast. It's like, wow, what are we going to do next? So I honestly don't know what it looks like. We're just walking it out. We're praying for revelation about what the next steps are going to be. I guarantee in like another week or two, we're not even going to be able to have it here because it's going to be too big.
Oh, that's what she said. She said it's just nonstop lights kept coming down until they couldn't fit anymore.
Right.
And she goes, then the people were just walking down the street. It was just like, this calling. And basically what it is, it was time for not only, just the world, man. It's just, we're not inventing the wheel here, Boston. You know that. But so many people will sit back and say they wait for someone else. Someone else will take care of it. Someone else will do it. We are the someone else.
You are.
You, OG, me, we are someone else. It's up to us to not sit there and wait for someone to do it for us. And that's why I love you, man. Here, you could have just sat back. And the thing is, you weren't just sitting back in Seattle doing nothing. You were doing this in Seattle. You could have done this anywhere, but you got that message. This is where you belong.
Oh, yeah.
And look at when you did that corner
On the street.
when you went downtown and did that, wasn't that like within the first like 3-4 days?
It was within the first week. It was
First week.
it was week 1. I just got here. It was an impromptu thing. My friend Bethany said, "Hey, come on uptown. My friend from Boston is preaching tonight." I thought it was
from Boston.
This guy Michael Wright from Boston, right? Shout out to Michael Wright from Boston. He's up there. I'm thinking he's preaching at a church. I go up there. I park at this church up on the corner. And then she gets out of her car. She pulls the speaker out. She goes, "Oh no, we're going around in the square. We're going to be preaching. We're going to be street preaching." And I'm like, "All right, let's go do this." I've done it with her one other time, but we're in the corner of downtown Main Street, right? Everybody's outside having pizza. And I'm sitting up there. I'm like, "Athens, the devil has come to sift you as wheat."
Down to Georgia. No.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to Georgia too.
Now, when you did this on that date, I mean, is this something that they routinely do on this date? Do they have someone go on that corner? Is this like an annual or a weekly thing that they do?
No, this girl's going to like Walmart. She's going she just goes around town and street preaches.
Oh, okay.
So I just handed her my phone and I was like, "Get this." And I just went up there and I knew all the statistics. I knew everything about what was going on. And I was just telling the town people, hey, between January and March, we had 31 people unalive from fentanyl poisoning and this, that, and the other thing. And then I was mixing scripture in it with it. This is the thing. I think people are getting really sick of churches just, hoarding a bunch of money, doing nothing about the problems in the community and sitting back and like, they're going to mission trips like all over the world, right? And I know that's needed, but right here in our own communities, the homeless problem is insane in almost every single little town and big city. We need to start being the hands and feet of the Lord Jesus Christ and being the church, right?
You
and
need to get your hands on that $459,000.
yeah, well, and people were in the comments were like, why should we give you the money? And blah, blah, blah. And I said, I never wanted the money.
I want you.
No, I was like, I wanted it to go to the proper like nonprofit organization that would help people get into treatment. It's better than the town sitting on it in an account. And people are dying every day from this here. So it's like, it's just sitting there, right? Like, yeah, we are out here to do the work of God, right? And you know what? Maybe I was just crazy enough to listen to what God told me. Because I just remember, Maddie and OG, I remember being in solitary confinement and I was stripped down to bare bones and I had nothing. And God showed me, he's like, you work for me now. So basically, like, my life ended on June 3rd, 2018, and I work for the Lord. And I don't care. I mean, I had the best job I ever had in my life last year. And it was really hard to give that up. But you know what? He gave me that. And sometimes God will give you things and then he'll ask you to give them up to show your loyalty to him, right? And it was time for me to go on and do something else. And we are all in on this thing. There is no fail, man. And look, that part of my life, Washington, that's going to be in my next book. It's called Deep Washington, okay? That part of my life was building a testimony to show people that you can be dropped off downtown homeless with a bag of dirty clothes, and you can go on to be a corporate award winner, a record breaker. You can work hard. You can enter society. You can become anything that you want to be. You can rise to the top of anywhere God puts you if you choose to meet him halfway, have faith, and work ravenously hard towards a goal, right? And now that season's over. And now this is where I gave that up to show what radical faith can do. I'm going to come out on top. This mission's going to come out on top, and nothing's going to stop the plans of God.
And that's just Boston, you hit on something that I always talk about. So you always hear, about the USA. We're there for everybody. And, we take a lot of pride in what we do for other people, other countries, always others. And that's fine. But last I checked, man, there's a lot, like you just said, a lot of homeless within these borders. There's a lot of people dealing with drugs and alcohol in these borders. There's a lot of people dealing with mental health illness in our borders. I'm not saying ignore other people. I'll never say that. But how about taking care of ourselves? How about taking care of our own? And still extend our hand to others as well. But you're always, you'll turn on TV and it's like, send your funds to here so we can help all these people overseas. And that is so important. But let's not forget about our own, and that's why I love what you're doing, man. And that's like all of us here.
Look,
it starts here. It starts at home.
The first thing we have to really look at is the war on drugs. Let's just call it for what it is. This is Ephesians 6:10 through 20, the powers and principalities, the most evil men on earth that are run by the devil. Just like the crack epidemic in the 1980s. If you just go research it, it's all out in the open. Freeway Ricky Ross was set up with a CIA operative from Nicaragua. They were giving this young kid hundreds and thousands of kilos of cocaine. They showed him how to cook crack. That money from the proceeds of the cocaine that the CIA was moving in C-130s was funding a war, the Contra War in South America. It's all open and on record. Our own government knew about it and allowed the drugs to come in. Fentanyl is an inside job. It's a terrorist attack. The Chinese government, we owe the People's Republic of China $938 billion. That's with a B. And then all the precursor chemicals are coming from China. They're being shipped in cargo boats. That big ocean liners full of these cargo containers full of chemicals, which are making metric tons of fentanyl, are being shipped across the United States border. Are you telling me, Manny, that with the most insanely funded military intelligence community on planet Earth with satellites that can see a sun-kissed label from outer space, we couldn't be sinking those ships? We don't know that that's happened. It's a very sad thing. But this war on drugs is really a war on American drug addicts, and it's all for profit. And then once the ones who don't die, they're arrested, they're put into for-profit private prisons where they're making money per day per inmate. This is all on record. Most of our prisons are becoming privatized right now. They're not run by the state. Yeah. So it's like they get you coming and going. This is like after 9/11. Okay? Is it a mistake that after that pops off, we invade Afghanistan, which makes 96% of the world's opium, 96% of all the opium that makes pain pills, heroin, everything that is an opioid? We now militarily controlled that part of the world, and they have pictures in time in the New York Times of us guarding the poppy fields that the Taliban were once burning.
It's unbelievable.
Then the opioid epidemic exploded in the United States. I remember, it's in the Meth Bible, okay? I remember flying home in October of 2001, okay? It was right when the airplanes started flying again. And I remember I flew home from Vegas to Boston. I remember being at this downstairs basement party. There was wax bags with the face of Bin Laden stamped right on them. Are you?
Money, you know?
Come on.
This is freaking money.
This is a war on Americans. Okay? This is a war on Americans because what they're doing is it goes back to Air America, the Vietnam War, when they were sending home the China White. Are you telling me that our government didn't know about that kind of weight being moved back home? Come on, my brother. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And that's why there's, it's a war that people don't want to fight, but it's a war that's going to get fought. And it's not, if the government, if whoever the authorities be aren't going to do it, it's up to us to stand up. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to all of us. Mm-hmm. And just looking off screen right now, it's up to a lot of people. Like we've got Delene, we've got Ginger, Amanda,
Brenda,
Johnny. We've got Brenda. We've got let's see, Swag. Amanda's there.
Amy, Brittany.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got Brenda. You're going to be hearing a lot from Brenda. She's going to be coming on as well. Of course, Lori. Let's see who else we got. Johnny. We still got to hook up, Johnny. I know me and you talked a little bit about you coming on and me coming on. So, Johnny, we're going to be getting you as well, brother. But everyone here that's on, we appreciate your help and your support. And OG, we are not ignoring you, man. So OG's reaching out.
I've reached, well, they know.
And everyone who's reaching out, if any of you want to come on at a later date, man, please hit us up.
Mm-hmm.
Boston, that's how me and Boston became family. I've been seeing what Boston's been doing all over, and I had to reach out to them. And not only did we reach out and have them on as a guest, now we're family. So
right. And Dylan was saying I was supposed to be on their show tonight, and I canceled. I did. Oh. I canceled all my recovery shows, and I did because but I'm coming on Manny because me and Manny we just do this thing as friends pretty much. You know what I mean? So I'm trying not to do like recovery platforms per se, but like Manny does a different type of show. So I didn't even know I was coming on here. Right, Manny?
Oh, no.
Right, like you messaged me like 15 minutes before you went on.
Exactly.
So I apologize, man. But yeah, I'm not out there doing a bunch of shows right now.
That's the thing too, man. In fact, I didn't even see you.
I love y'all in Canada too. I'm sorry about that. I had to take a break from online recovery and the platforms and stuff. I'm really trying to watch how I move and who I move around with. That's my thing.
Yeah, and that's it too, man, because it is so busy doing all this. And I didn't even see Dylan. Alicia, how you doing? Because I know I was supposed to be on with Dylan last night. And
Didn't hear from you.
Yeah, so with all of our schedules, it's just freaking crazy, because I know I reached out to let them know about our schedule, and shit happens. It's okay, man. We'll reschedule
Right.
if need be. But yeah, so that's like last night, we were supposed to do the show, and things happen. But you know what? Here we are. And yeah, you last minute, I saw Lori and I saw some of your stuff, and we were just going to pop on here, do our update, and just let it go. And I go, you know what? I haven't talked to you in a bit. So this was not planned. Like, none of my shit's planned.
Right. I canceled a bunch of stuff. I canceled a bunch of stuff way out. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm honestly trying to really focus on. I'm in this insane mission in person. You know what I mean? Like, it's been really wild. Like, the last 3 weeks has been wild, man. So like, we're trying to set up these recovery meetings. We're trying to we're doing 2 kids ministries. We got like a church springing up out of nowhere. I had no clue that was going to happen. But this week so I'm like, my head is like spinning. I don't know what's going to happen next. You know, I didn't think we'd be on the 10 o'clock news, and there we were. And I was like, whoa.
You know what? It's out of our control, brother. It doesn't matter. I mean, hell, I never in a million years thought I'd be doing the stuff that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Me and OG were talking about it. When she came on as admin and started running this shit almost a year and a half ago, she goes, "What do?" I go, "Everything." And I remember joking around saying, I said, you know what? It's all like local stuff, doing this. We're going to be maybe doing a show once, maybe a month. They're just little stuff. I go, but this is the beginning. And I go, get ready though, because we're going to be reaching, out in so many different directions with the people we're meeting, the things we're going. I go, the sky's the limit. You're going to be booking flights. You're going to be booking hotels. You're going to be booking, public speaking. You're going on and on and on. I go, so you're going to be booking New York, and we're going to do the Today Show. And I kind of just started laughing. The very first out-of-state thing we had to do was with Ian Bick in New York.
So,
listen, man. Listen, I want to encourage you a little bit right now, because I know you're kind of just getting started, like in the last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I was writing my book, I was homeless. I've told this story a million times, but this pertains to you. When I was writing my book, I was homeless. I was in a trap house motel. Then I was at an Oxford house, and then I finished it at a friend from church's house in like a downstairs apartment. When you tell the world that you're writing a book while you're homeless, everyone laughs at you. Okay, you'll never finish it. You'll never put it out. How many do you think you're going to sell and this and that? Don't listen to nobody that's negative. Don't shut them down right away, okay? I was on there and I was like, I'm going to write the best book about methamphetamine substance abuse that's ever been written. And I was just reading it and I'm like, this is a good book. I believed in what God was doing through me. So don't listen to anybody. You're gonna hear voices from all around, and some of them are gonna be encouraging, and some of them aren't. Don't give the dream killers any space in your head, because if you say I'm gonna have the #1 podcast in the world, don't let nobody tell you any different. And that might not be your goal, but it's like I shot really high because I was like, I didn't see a book about meth addiction that was of any real quality. And this is how dumb I was. I didn't even know how to double space. So at the end, the editor, she's like, do you know how long this book is? And I was like, it's like 350 pages. She's like, it's over 700 pages.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I appreciate, I listen to everyone's advice. I appreciate yours, and I'm very, very careful. I listen to everyone's, but I hear them, but it doesn't mean I'm going to listen to them.
But what I wanted to tell you was, at the end result of that, I had no advertising budget. I had no nothing. God gives me the editor. Then it comes out. I got the cover art. My tattoo artist. He was the guy who did the cover for the Meth Bible. And he did it free. God sent me everything I needed. The further I went, the more faith I had, the more stuff would come to make it happen. Okay, yep. That book peaked at #7 in the drug dependency books on Amazon worldwide.
That's
okay,
awesome, brother.
We sold thousands and thousands of copies in 9 countries. Don't let anybody be negative around you, because people want to tear you down because they don't they wish they could be doing something themselves.
See, that's just it. There's haters are gonna hate, and I was so fortunate, and that's why some people are always wondering. All the people who helped me, they were sincere. I will always mention them because I support them. And people, just because I'm the new guy doesn't mean I'm the dumb guy. And for those who think I am, well, wonder why you're no longer in my life. Because I was, my job being with the Detroit Police, being with the Highwaymen, going from a lawman to an outlaw. It takes a lot to freaking fool me. And just because I don't call you out doesn't mean that I'm not on to you. I was very blessed when I started doing this with Brad McLeod and Dan and Donna from Hard Knocks and Sober School.
Right.
And then with now with Ian Bick and all these people and yourself and the people who have helped me along the way. And they warned me about this podcast world and the people who are the cutthroat backstab and stuff. And you know what? It's not just podcast. It's life. It's world.
Yep.
But, I'm like I said, I'm new to this stuff, but I'm not new to life and what I've done. But all the stuff that, like you just said, Boston, I appreciate it so much. And you know that we go back and we listen, man. And I listen to you. And like I said, I've been a fan since day one.
Just believe in yourself, man.
Oh,
1,000%.
And what you said too, and I said this before about, you know what, I want to be the best that there is. And people are like, well, you fucking arrogant. No, it's like, what am I supposed to say? I want to be the most average host. I want to be okay. No, I mean, if that is just what you shoot for, then
why even bother?
I want to shoot for this. And when I get there, I'm not done. I'm going here. And I'm going to help everyone who's helped me along the way. It's nothing with followers. It's just believing. And the longest time, I didn't believe in myself. So I appreciate it, Boston. And back at you. And I appreciate you, your help and support, because all those other people that we discussed, with like Brad and Dan and Donna, they said be very careful who you associate with, and I'll never forget that. So, but I got
and my associations were some of the mistakes that I've made. Period. And that's period. And it's, look, when I did Dopey, I just looked the other day. I did Dopey in Manhattan with Dave Manshine. I just looked. I'm a couple episodes under Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue. I did Ian Bick. I was really happy with the Ian Bick show that I did. I bet you it reached 100,000 on both platforms. Like, that was my goal, was to have my life story heard by as many people as possible. And I'm happy with what God's done. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I mean, I came from literally the gutter, man.
And that's just it,
And there's more coming.
Yeah, and with this too is, I really don't even look at views and stuff until the one time when Ian told me about it. He goes, listen, man, he goes, we're doing like 10,000 a day when we were doing his show. And then from there, it just rolled over and, just things kept happening because that wasn't my main goal and my main focus. My main goal was to get my story out there and to share it, not to take my story and shove it down people's throats to be like me. Hell no. But what I'm going to do is share and then bring people on who want to share and not share, then not going to just rip you apart when the camera's off. But it's all good, man.
Listen, this is why we do what we do. I went to preach in Houston, Texas, right the day before I left to drive down here. So I'm in Houston with my pastor from Ken Flynn from Seattle. We fly down there, and people have been driving from like out of state and hours away to come see me speak at some of these things. And I had two people show up. One was a kid who his mother read my book and called me on the telephone because her son needed help. And this was like 9 months or a year ago, something like that. And he got clean. And his life is completely different. He shows up with his mom and his girlfriend. I got a girl from Texas that drove in with her dad. I helped her get clean. I just mentored these people through the platforms and then behind the scenes, on the telephone, calling them up, putting in time when I had time to do anything. And then you look at them and they put their real arms around you, Manny. And then the mother pulls you aside and she's like, in the very beginning, he clung to you while he was growing to God in recovery. Do you get we hold people's lives in recovery in our hands and we don't even realize it? What we do here and behind the scenes is very important because if we fall, we could let a lot of people down. So you have a responsibility to live this thing on and off camera, and that's a fact. And that's why I take it so serious. But when 100,000 people see your Ian Bick or listen to it or whatever, imagine if you got 3 people out of the 100,000 that actually, they heard your story and something clicked and they went the other way. That's what it's about.
It's an amazing feeling. And like you said, the stories that you get, the messages. I remember I got this message from that. Remember I was telling you about this lady. She sent me this message thanking me. She said, I watched your video and I watched it numerous times tonight. She goes, you don't even realize. She said, you saved my life. She was about to kill herself.
Come on, man.
She saw that and it was just, it hit me so hard.
Give me
But
chills.
this was all social media. The first speaking engagement I did, I got to feel that feeling that you just brought up about the actual getting that hug, getting that physical contact. Because after I got done speaking, all of a sudden I turned around. I was just ready to walk out. Next thing you know, I got all these people around me wanting to talk to me, shake my hand, get a hug. And there was this lady. She goes, I just want to hug you. And it meant so much. Just that, knowing that, like you just said, Boston, you made a difference in someone's life.
That's why we should be doing this. That's
Exactly.
the reason why we should be. It's all about our heart posture. Like you got to be like a real person, okay, and actually care about the transformation of lives. Whether it's somebody who's addicted to drugs or somebody who just can't get their life together, whatever it's about. If you're going to be on camera, the main goal should be to be an inspirational character who leads people to God and transformation of their life. Doing what we do in this little microcosm of earth that we live on. You know, and
that's the thing too, Boston. And I always, I'm learning every day with this stuff. And the one thing that I've noticed with this platform and social media for recovery and addiction,
right?
It's such an easy prey for these suckers that are out there trying to get notoriety for their own personal gain, because they know we are nurturing, we're caring, we're giving, we will support and support and support. And then to find out it's only for personal gain, that they're not very sincere about it. Now, if you want to go out and your whole point and your whole purpose is for notoriety and popularity and all this, there's nothing wrong with that. Go and pump yourself up as the next best thing coming, and that's fine. But, do it under the right pretenses. Do it under what's real and not under recovery. If you don't make up a freaking story to make up a story. But
I had one of these clowns come at me and try to charge me $2,500 to be on their dumb, stupid show. And I looked at it and I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "Did you mean you're gonna pay me $2,500?" And I'm like, what? They wanted to charge me $2,500. I'm like, why? So I could be like the #1 episode of your show ever? Because I was like, this is from a show that was terrible, and they wanted to charge me $2,500 to be on their show. And I'm like, get out of here, man.
See, there was something brought up about that. I saw about people wanting, paying people to come on, and you know what? And I will never downgrade anyone. If you do what you want, it's your show. Just like My Fight Our War, I can hit this button anytime I want because I've earned that right.
Right.
And the thing is, they're like, well, if you want these guests, sometimes you may have to pay. You know what? No, I'm not going to pay.
I know.
And if you're going to do that, then you're not going to get this guest.
This dude's in the comments. This dude's in the comments, and he's like, it's not what you do on camera, it's what you do off camera. I live an open, 100% open book life. Everyone knows what I do on and off camera. I don't live one of those double lives. When I've messed up, I've come on interviews and said what I was doing. Because transparency is everything to me. Period. Okay. And nobody's ever going to be able to say anything else about me because I live it.
No, and that's just the thing. And the thing is, like I said about the haters, I've had an open book, an open forum all the time. People, that have said stuff about me, and say stuff. I've got pretty thick skin. But the thing is, when I've opened up the invitation, come on, you're more than welcome. Not for this big, it's the controversy brings about conversation, and you know what? We'll let it go whichever way you want. You want to come on and tell me what a piece of shit I am just because of you don't like me? That's fine. We'll talk about it. But don't sit there behind a freaking keyboard and start running.
A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't like me because I'm super real and I say what I feel, and I always have.
And that's just it. And that's why I always, with the beginning and end of shows, you are more than welcome to come on this show and talk about these things in person. And that, so everyone, and that will never change. And for the people who like it, please keep coming on and supporting each other. And for those of you who don't, well, you don't have to watch it, but thank you for continuing to watch.
Look,
You know?
I'll just go ahead and say this. Like, the people who don't like me, especially in the recovery world right now, if y'all only knew the truth, is all I'm going to say. Nobody would say another word to me about it. Period. End of story. You know,
Well,
it's like I try to just be who I am in real life, on camera. You know, I like to help people on and off camera. And you don't see Boston 2% trash drunk in a bar nowhere, do you? Have y'all ever heard them rumors about me?
No, and you know what? When it comes down to it, you know what? We'll just leave that at that, and
Yeah.
we'll go on, and we'll just because we're gonna be winding this up anyways, brother. But we're gonna end it on our note, on our time, and on our
You got it.
on
We're
our-
doing
so
positive things
Yeah.
and helping people.
What's more? What's next for Athens, Alabama?
You know, we're just gonna build these ministries from the ground up that God's given us. Every single day, more people are gonna come. We're gonna try to get everybody into volunteer and build an infrastructure of what it's gonna look like. Pretty soon, we're gonna have to get like a space. We're gonna have to get things a little bit more organized. But you know what? God's gonna send everything that we need every step of the way, right? So, you know, I honestly can't say what's next, Manny. But that's the exciting part.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, you didn't think you'd be swinging over Tennessee to get bales of hay.
Bales of hay,
There and
chewing on a
have it-
piece of cud in the back seat, just basking in the glory of the Lord.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you, do not.
I know.
You know, I mean, do not change. I
Don't
know you're
change.
not gonna, but
God
I
told
know-
me don't change who you are for anybody.
No,
You know?
that's not what it's about.
No.
But you know what? I love you, brother, and I thank you so much. And we are going to be
For being our
keeping updated.
surprise guest.
Yeah, no one knew.
No one
This was
knew.
literally last minute. I texted you as you were driving home, I think.
Right.
And I said, we're going to go on and we're going to do some short updates, and then we'll have you pop on. And you said, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
So,
I come
yeah.
on here because you're my friend in real life.
Oh,
You know, and that's why, like, I'll do my own show and I'll do shows with people that I know in real life and stuff because I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm protecting where my journey's going to go next from now on. And my circle's tight and I'm tightening it up because what God's doing is too important to let bad decision making get in the way. Period.
I got you, brother. Well, I tell you what, I talked to Lori already about the next time you got something going on and you're going to go live to have someone do the live with the camera, with the phone.
Right.
And then at the same time, we're going to go live. We're going to send a link to one of your other phones. So we'll just do one big.
We'll do the whole thing. Listen,
We'll
I
do
got
the whole
10. I got a 10-part segment series coming up on Boston 2% Presents. It's going to be Tales from Athens, tape 1, tape 2, and so on. I'm going to interview 10 local people to give local stories a chance.
Good.
Testimonies of unheard people, real people from the city
Yes.
God brought us to, right? So that's what we're going to do. How did you overcome addiction? These are people who are not trying to be stars or internet recovery content creators. These are real people telling real stories from one little town in Alabama. That's going to be cool. You
I'm
know?
looking forward to hearing that, man.
Yeah, man.
Keep us informed on that because we're going to be part of that too with you.
Absolutely.
So-
Yeah, and I can't wait to see y'all. And
All right.
yeah. And hey,
Listen-
to my haters,
Well, so you have a
see ya.
great,
What do you want to be ya? That was from New Jack City, by the way, 1991. Nino Brown, played by Wesley Snipes.
There you go.
Well,
There you go.
tell Lori we said hi. Tell her
I will.
we love her, and we'll be looking forward to that Dubs Burger when we get there.
I'm gonna have them cater the event. That's
Right.
it.
Well, listen, man, I'll hit you up with probably tomorrow, the next day, and we'll go over some stuff for our next adventure. But thank you, my brother. I love you.
I love y'all. Two
yeah, we
percenters
love-
stand all the way up. Hey, we got a TikTok video with like 650,000 views going right now.
All right.
Yeah, we're popping. So,
All right, brother.
Yeah.
We'll be talking to you soon, man.
all right, we'll see you soon, brother. Bye
Take
bye.
care.
Bye now.
Well, there you go. We got Boston, who is, he's starting to come out of his shell. You
Yeah,
know,
he's shy. Oh, yeah,
Boston,
Demir.
Boston,
We're
yeah.
trying to get him out.
But I tell you, it's so cool talking with them. And like I said, you know, as you guys know with this show, the only thing that is known and scripted is when there's a person who's scheduled to come on and
Mhm.
tell their story.
Mhm.
Other than that, we don't know what's going on. So, you know, as far as who,
We don't know what's
we
going
don't
on.
know what's going on. I mean, shit, all we know what's going on is why we're here, what we're doing.
Yeah.
And whoever it is that comes on the show, man, it's like it's their time to shine. It's their time to have their voice heard. I don't care who you are. You know, like he was saying too, you know, your status in this world. I don't care if you're a superstar, if you're, if you're cleaning toilets and everything in between, man, because I treat everyone the same. And,
Yes,
you know, for the people who are sitting there typing away, about me, this isn't new when it comes to, having people talk shit about it. It's just now on another platform. Now I get to have people do it on here. But, if it wasn't here, it's just in real life.
Yeah.
You go somewhere, you go into a bar, you go into a party, you go into any type of, like when I was with the highwaymen, when I was with the police department, it's a brotherhood, but it doesn't mean everyone in the Detroit Police Department liked me. Doesn't mean they were, loved me. It doesn't mean all the Detroit highwaymen and the motorcycle brotherhood loved me. It's just, these are things, and there's haters everywhere. So, I extend my hand. You want to, if you want to come on the show and talk shit, but do it in some type of a constructive manner, I'm all for it. But what I'm not going to turn this into is some bullshit Jerry Springer free for all. No, you can say that for any other platform. This is to get the word out, to help people no matter who you are.
Mhm.
And, like I said, back to Brad, and I keep going back to it, and I always will, because a very meaningful lesson learned from Brad at Sober School and Dan and Don at Hard Knocks, to be extremely careful about the people that I am going to be encountering with the podcast world. And I didn't know what they were talking about because I didn't even do my first show yet.
Yeah.
I did their shows, and they were nice enough to take me under their wing, and they were very gracious and helped me and helped mentor me in what to do and how to do things, with suggestions, not saying you need to do this to be the best host or a better host. You need to do this for more follow. You need to do this.
You got a nice family now.
And the thing
It's a
is,
wonderful family.
I have got, as I've said, no freaking training on anything as far as hosting a show, public speaking, motivational speaker, none, zero. But what I have is what all you people have. And that's real life experience, real life pain. I've had lost family. I've lost friends. I've had people die in my fucking arms. I've had to put some people in body bags. So don't talk to me about, I don't know what I'm talking about. You are more than welcome to come on and discuss that with me if you want to talk about how I'm not real enough. I mean, I'm more than happy to discuss that with you in any matter you would like.
Okay.
And
We heard that.
yeah, and other than that, we are going to continue this in a positive manner to help everyone we can. And if that means ruffling some feathers to, get, the word about addiction out, to get some, any type of pushback, whatever it takes, as long as it's helping people in the long run. If that means talking shit about me, like I said, I've got pretty thick skin. But the whole goal and the whole point of My Fight Our War is to help and to support and to motivate and to give you a kick in the ass when needed. It's not to sit there and talk about other shows or other hosts behind their back. It's not about, putting little comments in about other people that other people know about that you don't think that you know about. So it's like the time for games is over. And, but again,
Yeah, let's
please,
just give support.
but please don't
Loving
think you're
support.
pulling anything over on anyone over here, because like I said, with the new kids on the block, as far as doing shows, but we are, with the experience that I have in the streets, as far as what I've done, with her experience working in the hospitals in the inner city, that she, all of 5 foot and a quarter of her, is taking on these people who are being shot, stabbed, the violence, the gangs, the drug dealers and all that she fought with for 30 plus years. And you think you're going to come out and tell me some bullshit story and then talk about us behind our back and we don't know about it just because we don't say anything? It's like, no, because as I said before, welcome to My Fight Our War. We're here to support you and motivate you. There's a reason you're doing it, and there's a reason why you're still watching. There's a still reason, that you're coming back every time you see us live. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
And if there's any way that we can help, we're here to help. So, and I just saw, before I'm about to sign off, Tyler, get
Tyler,
ready,
just hang
brother.
on.
Get ready because it's going to be your time to shine on Monday.
October 21st, baby.
Looking forward to it. Tyler
7
Thompson.
p.m.
Tyler Thompson, Monday, 7
p.m.
p.m. on Monday. Tyler
The
Thompson is going to be
21st.
sharing everything with his MMA, with his podcast, with everything he's got going on at Scar Nation, with Ty and everyone else. So love you guys. Thank you so much for your support and comments, concerns, anything. Here we go. I have no idea how this is going to be crazy because when we're in New York doing those shows, sometimes when you get a little bit worked up, the voice starts to go, but you know what? It's worth it. And it's, so to all you guys, have a great night. I love you, man. And keep fighting a good fight.